laughter is free.
Yeah.
Hello, college esports fans, and welcome to Utah Esports exclusive interview with Coach Swish and OMG, it's cookie time. So, I was actually going to avoid this topic because, I'm not a fan of talking about murder investigations, but I am going to have to ask you guys about the game from last week. How'd you feel about it? Did it kind of go the way you thought it should? Things could have gone better, worse?
I mean,
Are we bringing back Battle Bard for the next round?
that game is kind of interesting. I mean, we played well, like we should have. I don't think we should have given anything in either game. That said, it's kind of hard to reflect on those kinds of games because there's not really a lot of things to work on per se, because these teams will basically give you everything, and a lot of higher elo teams will actually make you fight for some objectives and make you fight for some resources. So I think there's not a lot to be said after that game, but GG's if you're watching this and you're on the other team.
Ooh. Oh. But, anything to add, Swish?
Yeah, it's just those games are hard, we're kind of the favorites. We're a decent seed. They're pretty low. They're not like a varsity program. So for me, it's just kind of we go in, we play the game, make sure they do everything correctly, make sure they check all those boxes, they do the right things, they don't make mistakes, they don't play silly. The big thing that I emphasize is have respect. They're not as experienced as we are. We have some veterans on the team, and it's go in, play a clean game. Don't disrespect them. Don't build triple magis or dumb stuff like that. My sister goes to that school and plays on the soccer team, so I clearly wanted to win, but it was.
Did you know she watched the game?
She did not.
Oh, that's disappointing. How are you supposed to gloat over it then?
I just tell her that she doesn't have a football team anymore, and she gets sad. So.
esports fans, and welcome to Utah Esports coverage of the Collegiate League of Legends West Coast Play-ins Swiss Round 2. I am Archie Sleek-Smith, joined here by
Soul Rush. I am Connor Soul Rush.
And we are broadcasting to you live from Building 72 at the University of Utah campus. We have one best of 3 League of Legends match for you here today. Your Utah Utes versus Western Washington University. Soul Rush, what do we know about these teams? Do they have any history?
We know they have not played against each other in the past in a professional setting, but we know a little bit about each player, and there should be some really good matchups today.
Okay. Pretty exciting here. If we would like to kind of get rosters up here. Starting off with your Utah Utes. Our starting roster will be in the top lane, Friendly Guy Live. In the jungle, Riton. On a Barbecue in the mid lane, and Emphix, and it's Cookie Time. Haven't locking things down bot side. Their opposition?
We have Western Washington University with Pomeroy in the top lane. You got Tiboy in the jungle. You got Restaurant in the mid lane. You got OK Pinhead Larry, quite the name there, as the ADC, and Akbard as support.
Okay. Now, we do know a few things about Western Washington. Their top laner is actually a champion-level top laner right now. However, they have a certain penchant for playing a disproportionate amount of Rengar.
They have a lot of Rengar games and not much other champions, so we will definitely be seeing some bans around that one. And what he's going to fall back into, we'll find that out.
That's going to kind of be the wild card there. I mean, also, this team kind of has some interesting players in it. I believe their mid laner was also Diamond 1.
I think he was actually a plat player. I could be wrong.
I could have swore there was like a really their mid laner was like a really high diamond player, but also with a disproportionate amount of Morgana.
Yes,
mid.
a Morgana mid player, which is quite the safe pick. Which we might see that into Babajo. We'll see how that pans out, because I know he likes to play more of the aggressive champs, and so maybe a more passive champ could be too passive for that lane. So we'll find that out.
I mean, Barbecue's pretty good at the game. They're
Also
OP.
Challenger.
Yep. I was about to say. I looked them up right before the game.
Hit Challenger about 2 or 3 days ago, which is very, very impressive.
Flexing on there.
Yes.
So and he plays some aggressive stuff.
Yes, he plays the Akali, the Yasuo, the Jace. He's picked up some Kiana lately, and so he's all assassins, all aggressive. So it's a blast to watch.
Oh, yeah. You're a mid lane player in your own experience.
Correct.
As well. Correct. So how did you feel as the Morgana going against Captain Aggro himself?
Yes. You have to roll with the punches. You can't play too passive. You can't play too aggressive. Over aggressive, his mechanics are really good. So you can get out mechanicked. You have to really play a little passive and get leads where you can. So we'll see if Morgana mid can do that.
It's certainly not. Well, that's enough hypotheticals for now. We are ready to go into Champion Select for our Game 1. University of Utah, they've got first pick and, well, by consequence, first ban.
Well, the first ban, we're probably going to see Rengar. If we don't, we'll see something along the lines of Morgana, full of one tricks on that team,
there it is!
There it is. Who would have guessed?
Ow, I certainly could. Diana's
really good right now, and Barbecue plays a lot of Diana. So before the rework and after.
That is a little risky though, because I was looking at Restaurant's portfolio. The Morgana's the most played, but right after that is the Diana. That's their fallback pick, and now I have no clue what to expect from that mid lane.
Yes. With the first pick though, I would I wouldn't even question that they'd ban that Diana, because with first pick, Utah would pick it up. But we got the Jace ban coming out for Western Washington.
Speaking of that first pick, there's not any really ADC bans right now, and the entire Holy Trinity is still on the table.
Goodness, the Senna, the Aphelios,
MF,
they're all no bans going through. The Brighton's Elise getting banned out here.
So I wouldn't be surprised if both teams pick up their ADC in this first round. no reason to pass on. Only question is, what does Mfix want to play?
Yes,
because
I
he's got
have-
his choice.
I have not. Yep, there's the Senna going through.
All right.
This could be Cookie Time Senna as well, but I have
Could be.
not seen much Senna outside the ADC role, so we will see where that goes. And as you said, the MF coming through, both the ADC picks.
I guess the team's not feeling the Aphelios right now after the nerfs. Leona picked as well, a powerful engaged champion.
My goodness, I
and-
cannot. I've seen so many Leona bans and picks and pro plates. You just rush the stone plate and you're tankier than any other champion in the entire game. It's absolutely ridiculous. So
It is pretty wild. Probably a better strategy than the Sonya's Gargoyle Stone Plate that we saw.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Sona's that we saw last week.
did we really see that?
Yes, there was a Sona
no.
player. First item rush, Gargoyle Stone Plate.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
all right, my man.
The
Gragas Yasuo.
That is quite the combo, and
So that Yasuo is probably going to barbecue. Gragas for Raton there.
could be for friendly go, but with likelihood, it is probably going to barbecue. So
Okay.
the Zac as a picked into Gragas it's a little counter for Zac because whenever he flips in, Gragas can just E him, so negating all that. So we'll see how that goes.
It can certainly create a bit of trouble, but Zac does have some interesting gank routes.
Yes,
Zac can
yes,
kinda
you're going to have
get-
to ward carefully there. But we got the Aatrox ban going from Western Washington University. Scared of that friendly guy's Aatrox.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, that's just kind of good from a general pick ban perspective. Aatrox is such a safe whenever you have to pick your top laner first.
Yes,
and
yes.
look, Utah's going to have to pick their top laner before WWU, so...
And the Ornn, that was the Rengar's player's fallback, it looks like. So
So that's Fiona out as well. Lots of top lane bans now. The Mordekais are out. Jace out earlier as well. We're going to see some weird stuff top
Yes.
side.
And Utah
But-
bans their own Kled, which is I know Friendly Guy is a killer Kled, so we will see what they're looking to pick here.
I feel like Friendly Guy has to have something really specific he wants to play.
The set is up. It is Saturday, so I think
Okay,
that
is it legal right now?
it is.
Okay.
It was up in competitive.
It was. Well,
This-
I think I talked to Swish about it the other day. He didn't seem to think it was available.
Oh, really? Okay, so I could be wrong here because I saw it was available in LCS.
yeah,
this-
we did see it in LCS.
yeah,
So maybe
not. Maybe not.
it might be available, but given that Swish thinks it's unavailable, it's pretty likely it's not going to be picked this
So
time.
we got the Tristana coming through.
Okay,
That's
Tristana mid
very
then.
interesting. I'm
Okay.
thinking it's Tristana mid.
Okay.
There could be a possibility of Tristana top. We have seen that very rarely nowadays, but that is an interesting pick. It should be into Yasuo. I don't think that's the best matchup.
Yeah, the wind wall messes with so many of
For
those
sure,
marksmen.
yes, yes.
And
With Tristana, you could jump through it, but who knows? Who knows?
at the same time, Rocket Jump lets you do so much, so who
Yes.
cares?
Yeah, just jump straight into the Yasuo. Perfect.
There's no negative repercussions to jumping on a melee mid laner
Perfect.
ever.
Perfect. So the Braum coming out with Senna. Now that's a weird combo because Senna auto attacks really slow, and you want to stack those
Alright.
autos. But her Q counts as an auto attack, so
Okay,
you can
okay.
stack the
The concussive blows.
the concussive blows. So we got the Vlad for friendly guy. It looks like.
It has been a hot minute since we've seen some
Oh,
Vlad.
I
but
love me some Vlad. I love me some Vlad.
it's,
But it
Good
looks
time.
like the Yorick against that Vlad. So weird matchup. Weird matchup there. I have not seen many Yoricks.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to catch Utah by surprise. Again, I got to talk to Swish yesterday about how they were preparing for this match, and Yorick and Ornn were two of the things they were ready to deal with.
Yeah. Which I have the win in pool. The Vlad cannot get past the Yorick wall. So if
okay.
you get slowed and with the wall around you, you can't get out of that. So we will see how that matchup goes.
There's definitely some fun stuff in here.
Yes, for sure, for sure. The Tristana mid into Barbecue's Yasuo. That's, I think, the most interesting matchup there. We
I
will-
mean, says the mid laner.
yeah. I mean, I might be partial, but I think that is very interesting.
I think you're entirely right here. I mean, Barbecue is just kind of an explosive player to begin with.
yes.
They're always going to be a player to watch for this Utah roster, and it's just going to be a volatile lane.
Yes, and you know that Brighton's he's gonna camp mid. Like, you have a Yasuo, you are Gragas, you have to pick a safer pick. And I think Tristana with Rocket Jump is safer, but they have so many interrupts. You got Gragas E, Gragas Ult, you got Yasuo Tornado, and they can just ult off that. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm also actually excited for the Leona into Braum, because I think Leona is really strong right now, and I've not seen many counterpicks into it. So I think thinking Braum is pretty good. So we will see how that.
I mean, the big thing for me is Braum against MF in lane. Just with a basic ability,
Oh,
he
yes.
turns off your ult.
Yeah, that
They're
is
like, oh, wow.
such a great. And as an immobile champ, like Braum can just ult you, and you're so slow. You have to flash. You have to flash. But same with Senna. Same with Senna. You get E'd by Leona, you're guaranteed dead.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a couple of fights where we just kind of like see the supports charge, fly past each other,
Yeah.
and just sit on the opposition.
There's going to
ADC.
be no peel. No peel. No. It's going to be fun.
So, pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious. How are you feeling about the kind of range melee profiles of the teams?
It looks like Senna has incredible range.
Right,
like,
right.
once she starts stacking up that passive, her range is longer than any other champ in the game. If you get enough, it's a lot of range. So, other than that, they don't have much range. The Vladimir is going to get into backline, which is pretty good. They have a pretty strong backline. We'll see if they peel. Yorick doesn't team fight well, so it seems like they're going to have to be splitting for their team. And hopefully Utah can deal with split. No one can really match the Yorick later, which is going to be problematic. Maybe Barbecue can. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's going to be...
The Yorick split push can be absolutely
Oh my gosh.
disgusting.
He doesn't even need to be there. He just ults in lane, and it pushes automatically. It's like, what do you do? What do you do?
I don't even remember the context, but I feel like I just recently watched a game where nothing was going right for this team except this Yorick,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
they split pushed the Nexus.
It's...
The rest of the team got a Baron fight going, and they just took the Nexus.
You blink, he takes a tower. He has so much tower taking ability with his ult and his Q. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Utah's map discipline and vision is going to have to be a top tier.
Yes, it's going to
defender.
have to be on point today, because Yorick, if I'm not mistaken, he's the challenger player, so they're going to have to really lock eyes on him and make sure he's kept in check. So Vladimir also, he's scaling. You know, he's going to want to get those crucial items before anything happens. And they're going to, as soon as he gets those items, they want to team fight. They
Right.
want to team fight, because if they get Yorick in a team fight, Yorick doesn't do much in team fights. So that is Utah's goal. I think for Western Washington, their goal is split push. I mean, they have Tristana for like the disengage, the safer pick. They have Leona for the disengage, you ult run away. They have a lot of disengage, but
sure.
we will see how that goes.
And honestly, just their objective play is looking really solid. They have the double marksman, so if they do get a solid play on turret, those things will just drop.
Melt. And I'm also interested, the dragon changes. You know, it's
Right.
depending on the dragon, it's going to be how much priority do you place on the mountain soul, the ocean soul? Like, if it's a cloud soul, it doesn't matter that much. Like, they're not going to put too much priority in that. The Rift Heralds, you know, they spawn 2 now per game. So Yorick with Herald,
He doesn't need it.
yeah, I mean, it's just icing on top of the cake, you know.
Right.
So it's just, I think that's going to be the big match split. Is Western Washington's going to go for those Rift Heralds, go for those top lane plays, while Utah should be looking bottom and maybe even mid, but we will see. Tristana's pretty safe for the jump, so.
I don't expect those Rift Heralds to go for free, though. Swish is a big advocate of the value of those. But now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summoner's Rift. And this is game 1 of a best of 3. Teams taking their marks. No invade seeming ready to go just yet. Starting items look pretty normal to me.
Yes, it looks pretty normal across the board. Utah's just 5-pointing, making sure there's no entrances into their jungle, and so is Western Washington. And it looks like, let's see, we got
a lot of pings here. I'm not entirely
yes,
sure.
this is where the jungle will ward at 1 minute and recall and buy his sweeper. Yes, that is in fact what happened.
Right. Isn't there some weird thing you do with the cooldowns, like max
They
spice?
that was a couple patches ago. They don't have
Oh.
that, but it's still better for them to ward and then back for that.
Yeah, because the sweeper's just nice.
Yes, sweeper's really good early game. You can sweep those bushes, and any early wards, you will be able to sweep those early wards if you spot it out, if you recall and buy a sweeper. So that is what he did. It looks like he is starting the top side. We will see if the bot lane will get a push in or anything like that.
So yeah, we do have junglers starting on opposite sides of the map. Likely some vertical jungling in that
Yes,
regard.
yes, we are. The Zac actually has a pretty bad clear. He is unhealthy when he's clearing, so we will see if Raiden is able to capitalize on that. But Braga is not the best invader, so he will probably full clear. He has Predator this game,
Oh, yeah.
so he will probably do the Predator clear. So that is recall for your boots whenever you can.
Checking in bot side, nothing's happened too much, but we will want to keep at least half an eye down here because this could be a real make or break point for both these spots. We've talked a lot about top, we've talked a lot about mid.
And it looks like the Western Washington hit 2 first, so Utah's going to have to play back a little bit for that Leona EQ.
Don't want to lose too much farm this early on, or that's just giving WWU an additional possible win condition in this one. So I'm a bit curious about the early game side of this top lane. Vlad doesn't like to do much early.
No,
Yorick
no.
doesn't either.
Yeah,
so
Yorick just likes to farm up. Yorick's really good at poking with his little guys. If he hits that E, his little guys will go and attack the Vladimir.
Yeah.
So he wants to get those Q stacks going, lift them up, and throw them at that Vlad. But Vlad, he just wants to farm up, get his Kindle Gem, get his Fiendish Codex, and make sure that he gets enough cooldown.
Yeah, so probably a whole lot of hoopla for nothing is what we're going to see topside for a while. Because there's going to come a point where they're just like poking into lifesteal.
Yes, exactly.
And you're like, why are we watching? Who knows?
And Senna probably also just wants to farm up for that Muramana, you know. Once she gets that, she spikes really hard, so.
I mean, speaking of spikes, Pomeroy here topside does have 6-7 CS over Friendly Guy Live, to be fair. FGL is clearing a wave at the moment.
It's hard to walk up as Vlad, you know. You don't want to get hit by that E. You lose about 100 or so, probably like 200 health. Yep, there we go. Oh, he actually, there we go.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a real pain to deal with. But
your E won't clear those minions. You have to auto-attack them as Vlad.
now we have seen Tivo is here in the river, could be looking to go into Ratan's jungle. It's possible they will meet there around the Gromp. Could be a bit of a smite fight. It is available for both junglers. Oh, hello. Tivo is in trouble. Ratan is just getting off his side. He gets the jump through, and he does escape in time. But that might be an untimely recall for the Jacks.
Yes, nothing burned, but not what you want as Zac.
Nothing gained either, and time was
Exactly.
certainly spent.
For sure. And then Raiten's going to be looking to probably back for his Predator boots coming soon, but...
And once we do, we're probably going to see quite a few more ganks there.
Yes,
Where would you like to
yes.
see him go first?
Ooh, I want to see mid. I want to see him blow those flashes, make sure that Tristana is flashless when he gets both of Barbecue and Raiten get that 6, so they can combo their ults, just instantly melt that Tristana, in theory. I mean, if you look at the lanes, he doesn't win the 2v2 top. He might win the 3v3 bottom if he gets countered. But mid lane, there's for sure no way that he loses that one. It looks like Barbecue getting a little aggressive here. Just getting some poke down, windwalling that E from Tristana.
Yeah. He certainly wants to just kind of... Oh, hello. The they have actually already gone down to Ocean Drake. I don't think this is being done in Vision.
Well, their bot has priorities, so they can send up that Leona, and Ocean Drake is actually not as good as last season,
Yeah,
but it's still
certainly
really good early.
And it's just nice to have any Drake towards that soul. Utah does give that one up in its entirety. Washington does obtain that, and I don't see anywhere where they'll find an answer.
No answer here. I mean, they just get to zone off the MF a little bit from like 1 or 2 minions of XP, but not much gain.
So yeah, now it's kind of like pressure's on Utah to respond. Friendly Guy Live, he's in the walls, gets into the pool here, gets some damage off in return. He's gonna be okay. That got a little risky.
Yeah, as you can see, he can't, while he's pooled, he can't auto that wall, but he can't slide under it as the pool. So that's really an obnoxious ability for Friendly Guy here. Losing about half his health there.
Yeah. So he does kind of like bite back at the Yorick a little bit. So not all doom and gloom there for
which
the most part.
he is down about 10 CS, which is pretty substantial this early, but we will see how that pans out.
Because he still doesn't have kind of his core items online. Once we kind of like see that Hextech build on, then Friendly Guy will really kind of come live here. Oh, there's the ult out from Pomeroy here. Friendly Guy doesn't really get its aggro, so he's gonna be okay. Honestly, just kind of life steals off of it. He's okay with this.
Yes, ult for ult is not too bad for Friendly Guy. He will take that. He will slowly whittle down that big old cat, and that is honestly good.
Oh, but here's Rattan. Does go on in. I believe that was Predator and, well, Noddle. He doesn't have ult use, so. But that was his Predator use, and but he does chase out the Yorick there and forces that recall.
That is really good timing for Raiden here because the cat just died. His maiden just died, so that there's really no counterplay for him, like no 1v2 situation with that maiden.
Just unfortunate that Rattan hadn't hit 6 there, because if he does, that's just first blood.
Oh, yes. He could have maybe followed the flash, but Friendly Guy wasn't there. He was just farming that wave. He didn't want any part of that, but
bit unnecessarily risky there. So Babjo's going to pick up those Raptors for himself.
You know, just a little gold in the pocket. You know, 8 each. You got like 5 of them. That's substantial. That's like a health potion, you know, almost.
Oh, well, more importantly, it's being kept out of the hands of this Jax. And
Zach, but yes,
right,
yes.
I always get those two mixed up for some reason.
3 letters and A in between. So it looks like they are 6th, Yasuo and Gragas. So we will see if they use anything like that. They might want to save it for next Dragon or maybe the Rift Herald if they're looking for that.
So Rift Herald is up now. It spawned about 30 seconds ago. It is kind of on the table for both teams. It's something you talk about. If they just like pressure out the Yorick, his teleport was used to back. They will. If he's pushed away, this Rift Herald's free.
Yes, the Vladimir can have so much sustain. He can just out-sustain right now, especially with that gank. So he's able to hold onto his TP, burn Yorick, so they do have TP advantage for this Drake. Unfortunately, that does not help for Rift Herald, so they probably will not be looking for Rift Herald here.
We saw he did kind of hit that max range tornado. It didn't do much, but it was cool.
It was very cool. He just, it did a decent chunk, probably 100 health there. But it looks like bot side's pretty boring, you know. They're just farming up about 5 CS difference, really not that much. But Senna's just stacking up that tier. That's really good for him, you know. Just anything he can get, he's going to get that. Ooh.
Barbecue looks like they want to get a little aggressive, but they actually kind of get the losing end of that damage trade right there. So
that E, you don't want it. If he doesn't win wall that E, then it's just like Trish gets auto you and you just lose so much health. And it looks like the Tristana has 3 biscuits still left in inventory, so she is going to be sitting totally fine, just chugging those potions. Way more sustain than Barbajo right here.
Utah's kind of having a bit of a do-nothing game. Not many plays are being made. Would you say that's kind of normal for this composition?
Yes, because if you look at their comp, they are team fight heavy. So they're going to want to wait for those objectives, hopefully just stall it out until then. So the top lane is actually, he's able to, still about 10 CS behind, not get any more behind than he was, which is really good for Vladimir. He's picking up his Kindle Gem, I believe, and he's got...
Ooh, hold on, this could be a Zac gank incoming. Will not connect with the engage. Wind Wall blocks the auto attacks. Barbecue will kind of eat that bomb, but it's no big deal.
Kind of both just jumped into nothing there. You know, you saw them just whoop, and...
You know, he was about to back anyway.
Yeah,
he was there.
So why not? Why not?
Give it a go.
And if you
give it the old college try.
Look at Raiden here. Maybe he's looking for Dragon. Maybe he's looking for Zac. Maybe he's looking for Bot.
Drake is up. None. Kind of steps.
Does he have that Predator?
Well, he starts the channel, goes in. There is the flash by Love. There's the stun, but Glacial Fissure doesn't find much. Oh no! The bounce sends the MF to safety. So close that here's the ult. This could be the turnaround kill. First blood for the Leona. Wow. This Braum could be in trouble too. Taibo gets cookie time. This could be 3. Nevic's in trouble. Here's Barbecue, but this is getting real risky. 4v2 right now. Windwall deters some aggression, and that will be 3 in a row for WWU, and the Infernal Drake has their name all over it.
That was a little of an overcommit for Utah. They wanted that Leona. They wanted that MF, so they tried using the Gragas. They tried using everything, but as soon as they get that flash heal, I think they just back off because that 3 deaths unfortunately lead to this Infernal Dragon getting taken, which honestly will give you 5% in damage, which is not that much, you know. So
Oh, friendly guy, not looking to be alive much longer. Does use the flash, but gets on out of there. Now, here's the replay here. Rommel actually didn't stop much of that MF damage. Now, Amphix on a bit. Got really tough that the Senna ends up falling there as well. Honestly, just good call by WWU to know their cooldowns that they had that chase down potential.
yes, it was the rotate down from Retron, and he just ult autos that for the last kill, the last hits onto Senna was really, really well played from them. And it looks like the lane swap coming out early. This is especially smart because there's nothing boss side. What do you want to get down there? Dragon's gone. Their only thing left is Herald. And you want to keep that out of Yorick's grasp. So they're going to send their bot lane up, maybe look for that Herald. They do have TP on the Vlad, so we will see what they do with this lane swap. It looks like Baba Joe has the priority here, so if I am not mistaken, they might be looking for Herald right now. In fact, they are.
Yeah, we do have kind of 4 Utah members here in the Rift Herald's court. They should pick this up, no problem. Where do you think they should go with it?
I would look towards maybe the mid lane. That is the best one to open up. It's going to be difficult if it's just wherever they make a pick, really. Oh, the friendly guy is going to have to be very careful here. Zach is down there and can just fling in from behind tower. He's pretty safe with Pool and ulti, but he doesn't have flash or stopwatch.
Okay, the mini waves coming in. Zach is channeling. Friendly guy has been stunned out. There's the Nova. There is his life. Okay, pin ahead. Larry has slain friendly guy live. Now 1-0-3 is the MF. A lot of turret plating going to WWU at the last second. But BBQ, he wants this. We do see Ignites traded. But both players will survive. And Utah kind of seem to be a little floundering at the moment. This could be their turnaround, though. 3 members top side plus Shelly. They will get it off in time for those plates. They get that gold for themselves, but they won't be finishing the turret here.
The biggest thing there was friendly guy, he greeted there. He wanted to stay and farm out of the tower when he should have just... Everyone's topside. Why do you need to get onto that tower, you know? So he has to just leave that tower. It's going to fall anyway, so he just greedy a little bit there. But as you saw, the Tristana burned her flash mid. Uh-oh.
That's not supposed to happen there.
Oh, there's the pause going through.
Okay, well, we did see a player disconnect.
Yes.
So there's going to be a brief pause in the action. So I do still kind of have a couple questions for you about kind of how this has developed. Utah, they're down. I believe.
They are
it's like
down
0-4,
a little bit.
4K gold.
Yes, they lost 2 dragons in a tower, so that's
It
not the
certainly was.
best early game, but they do have some potential to come back. They need to keep farming on their carries, make sure that Vlad will be able to get those items, to ult everyone, to just wipe team fights in theory, but we don't... Yorick's pretty ahead right now. He's probably up 30, 40 minions. That's about 500 gold. Like, that's a big amount, so we'll see what he does with that.
I'm kind of curious. What does the ideal comeback play look like for Utah here?
So it's really they just have to be in numbers. They have to make sure they win a fight, and then they hopefully get an objective after that. But the only way to do that is play the map smart. They have to find a pick. They have to use the Gragas Yasuo to just kill someone. They know Tristana has no flash here. They might be able to do something with that. We will see how they deal with that. But Washington is in a state of power, so we will see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of it's kind of come off the back of some really good Zach plays here.
Yes.
Well, we had some questions about it, but it's been used very effectively.
Yes, there's he ease in when there's no body slam. You know, that the kills down bot, the 3 kills, that was a tragedy for Utah, but it was just the over chase, the lack of cooldowns, and they were just able to re-engage, send their Tristana down. Tristana and Yasuo got there about the same time, so it was kind of a 3v3, but Raiden took probably like 2 tower shots, which really turned the fight with no flashes on the Braum or anything like that. You just burn your cooldowns, and Misfortune just wipes you with that ult, so.
Yeah, definitely kind of brutal to see there. Now, you kind of mentioned you don't seem to think very highly of kind of the Cloud Drake Soul, and that
Yes.
is what we're dealing with. Kind of, why do you feel that way?
I mean, it gives you a lot of movement speed. Really nice. It's really nice to ult and be able to run fast. For Utah, that'd be really good. Vlad, he ults, he will be able to run straight to your back line. As soon as he has that Nimbus cloak flashes in, you will get so much movement speed with that. With the Cloud, so certain champs like it.
Right.
So if you look at Washington's team, Yorick ult, you move fast, that's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
Tristana ult, you knock them back, that's not going to do. Like, it's a better Drake for Utah than Washington. So I don't think it's. Imagine if they had an Infernal Soul. Like, that will just. They do so much damage. You're constantly just DPSing with his little guys. So I think that's a win for Utah because it's not the best soul. It's not the best soul.
Yeah, so kind of as is WWU, they would be taking it to keep it from Utah, not because they themselves really want it.
Yes, they are up 2 Drakes, so they are 2 out of the 4 Drakes, I believe. So we'll see if they might use that dragon as bait. They might use it to take fights. They might not even want to take it. Leave up the dragon, win a fight at dragon, go straight to Baron. As soon as that's up, with Yorick, MF, you should be able to take that Baron. So that is theirs. But Utah will be looking for team fights, though, with that Vladimir, the Yasuo Gragas, the Senna ult, and the Braum ult. So
Are you looking at any one player on Utah like you have to do something right now? Or
I have to see the farm discrepancy mid, but Baba Joe has to just keep farming. Make sure he gets the Infinity Edge and he's either going Phantom Dancer or Shiv. I'm pretty sure he's going Phantom Dancer, but as soon as he gets that, he's 100% crit, should be able to do damage. The Senna has to keep farming up. As soon as she gets the lethality item, the Duskblade, and then the Muramana stacked all the way up, she's going to be doing a lot of damage from afar. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, their carries. Friendly guy just has to farm up. Like we will be looking at him later in team fights when he's got his core items, but for now we're just looking at the mid lane and the bot lane. So we will see how those pan out.
Yeah, so we're kind of hoping for some stuff from the mid lane now, kind of the Senna, and then maybe eventually we'll get the friendly guy live.
Yes, exactly. And I want to see Raiden get some ganks out maybe on mid, and we'll just see.
Okay. Well, as the pause has continued, we're going to go ahead and throw it to another segment from our coaches show, and we'll be back with the action as soon as we can. Hello, college esports fans. Hello, college esports fans. Esports exclusive interview with Coach Swish and OMG, it's cookie time. Steven, can you tell all the folks at home, who are you?
So I guess I'm just a League of Legends player. Grew up in Park City, Utah. Heard about the program through my sister, actually. She was in the EAE program here. Joined the team a year ago. So this is my second year on the, and I was actually going to try to go freshman year as well, but I didn't think I was good enough, and I guess I underestimated myself. Ever since then, I've been like pursuing it, and it's been an awesome ride.
You made it in the end, so it all works out here. So something that I'd been hoping to ask you about last time, but we didn't quite get to. Kind of curious, we want to give some of the fans at home a perspective into what it is that it actually mean to be on the University of Utah League of Legends team. Just for the both of you, what's kind of a week in the life?
It's a lot different from like a player's perspective. Yeah, like from a coach's perspective, it's like very structured. From my perspective, it's kind of structured. How I can like balance league with school. That's probably one of the biggest challenges. But I try to play league like every day. Just be hard on yourself to get better at the, and you have to treat it like it's something that you're, working at every single day. But yeah, it's basically just like playing league every day after I get all like my homework done, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Sometimes, priorities change a little bit, but, it all works out in the end. Yeah, and it's basically just that big balance for players.
Yeah, the big thing is like the players get to play solo queue on their days off. There is valuable time for them to spend outside of practices, practicing on their own champions, maybe like duoed, so he plays support.
Right.
So like games with his AD carries are valuable, or in-house games, stuff like that.
So Aphelios took some hits. He's been
Have to walk back. Yep.
unfortunate. It's sometimes like that. But hey, they got their Storm Razors out of the deal.
Yes, he did get a Storm Razor. It's a really long back, maybe we'll think of it,
Yeah.
And looks like the Yorick TV goes out. And he's just going to continue to hit the wave and push it out. There's no turret down there for him to take, though, so...
I mean, there's the inner one they can look for.
Yes, yes.
Now, it's going to be a slow moment here. No Rift Herald, no Drake. Going to be a lot of the same over and over.
Yes, nothing really happening right now. The Drake is up in about a minute, so they're going to hopefully get wards down, make sure they can see each other, deny vision around that, and...
Yeah, well, we'll see. Did you say any interesting itemization choices? Oh, goodbye mid-turret.
Yes, mid-tower is gone. Storm Razor is... Usually mid-Tristanas go Blade of the Rune King first for the attack speed for hitting down towers, but he knows he's not really hitting towers against Yasuo here, so he went for that Storm Razor. The Yorick getting that Grievous Wounds is very smart because he doesn't want Vladimir to be healing up in trades.
So much of the character's value is in that sustain.
Exactly. So
they just said no.
He said no thank you to that sustain, which is a good buy. It's only 800 gold, and it'll do substantial amounts of, if you think about it, damage in team against that Vladimir. But Vladimir picking up his Proto Belt, he should be clearing waves a little bit faster with that.
That's going to help him out quite a bit. I believe we're getting ready for the next Drake vaguely soon.
Yes, the Drake just spawned right now. WW is looking to take that. They have pretty good vision around that. They might look to fight. They seem to be stronger right now. They're about a 4K. We'll see what happens.
However, all of Utah is here. They are going in. Rakan will go in, but he has been blown up immediately here. On the 4v5, MFL is doing a lot of work right now. Friendly Guy Live does bite back. 1-for-1 is the strange. Restaurant gets Mfix out. Red team has slain the dragon, and the trade is going to be 1-for-2, a total win for WW. Oh, might get worse still here. Friendly Guy Live in trouble. He falls down. Oh, Akbar goes forward, gets one more. Thibaut once again, cooking time. This is almost in an ace, but the Braum gets out in time.
The 5-for-1. They did get that Zac passive, but the Drake goes over, 5 kills goes over. That was definitely in WW's favor. They're about up 6K, 5.5.
They're feeling pretty good about that one. So seeing this again, Rutan went in early, didn't find much. Cookie Time wasn't in position to block the MMF ult. That was a pretty big deal to me. Do you have any kind of...
Yes, it was very, it's just they're stronger right now. You know, WW is looking for these fights. It was kind of bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The interruption of that back was very unfortunate.
The flash E by Leona was
Pretty impressive.
very good. And back into the game, we're just nothing really going to happen for a while again, but WW might be looking for fights.
So still minute 30 on Baron. A lot of the early structures are gone. Not a lot of room to make more wins happen.
No, you're just going to, you know, take some minions. You can't really take any structures right now, no objectives. The next objective is Baron in a... Oh, actually, Rift Herald is spawning in 10 seconds. So we're going to see if there's going to be any plays towards that. They're pushing out mid, making sure they can use that vision to deny other vision from WW, sweeping that bottom side. Herald is up. Their WW is now taking that Herald.
They're all over it. Utah doesn't seem interested. How do you feel about them giving that up?
I feel like they should have gave up that dragon the same way. You know, they know because of prior fight they are not strong enough yet. They're going to want to maybe look for core items, hopefully get those relatively soon. Get that IE onto Yasuo. Get that Duskblade onto Senna. Then maybe look to fight again. See if that goes any better. If they can play, get that Vlad into the back.
Yeah. Would be nice for them, but with that, Baron has spawned. Do you think WDU might want to force that early, or...?
They probably want to just use it for fights. Maybe they want to sweep the vision. Nothing around that Baron right now, because that forces Yorick to get out of that side lane and start grouping when they know they win that side lane. So why bother, you know? He's up 20 CS. He has the Trinity Force complete. He's looking really strong right now. Same with MF. She is 3-0. She's got that Essence Reaver, maybe looking for that IE next. So she's going to be doing some damage with that ulti.
A regular menace. You mind? Thibaut is the one on who picked up the Rift Herald. Could go a lot of plays with it. Maybe mid, just because.
Yes, mid is really opens up the map. That's the best towers to be taking. But we'll see what he goes to that. It's wherever the enemy is not. So they send everyone bot, you Herald top. You get those towers, and you get in a better position to, you know, take that Baron. And it looks like Raiden and Cookie Time are just walking as a unit. This is really good because if one is just alone in the river, they can get picked off. So it's really good that they move as two, move as three even if if Barbecue pushes out that lane and roams. And
I have a bit of a gathering in mid, actually. Is there going to be kind of a fight out of this turret?
We will see. It looks like they're just making sure that Washington cannot push further than mid lanes because if they get that push off, they're able to go into Utah's jungle, sweep all that vision that they have, which doesn't look like very much right now. But Barbecue's looking to get that tornado onto MF, just pushing out that wave, maybe looking for that tower.
Unlikely, with 2 marksmen here, the wave will just vanish.
Yes, they're looking to push that wave for Dragon. Oh, looks like
hello, there's going to be a fight here. Glacial Fissure has been used. Teleport's coming into the Dragon Pit itself. Thibaut's making a lot of trouble. Riton has been forced into stasis. Dawning Shadow doesn't find much, but there's the big shutdown for Barbecue here. Make that 2! Memphis gets 1. Pomeroy bites back onto Riton, but he's not safe either. Friendly Guy live, just a few seconds from getting it. It does secure that kill. Might actually look for Akbar as well. but he's fighting 2v1. He needs some help. He has some sustain. Barbecue is here. Stasis comes out. This Zac is in trouble, taking a lot of damage. He will be forced into the passive there. Utah should clean that up, no problems. Another shutdown. That is 4 in a row for Utah. All in one, and the Drake. The big swing in their favor, and not a moment too soon.
That is huge. As you saw, Barbecue played that extremely well. He ulted in that backline, used that stopwatch. He didn't start building his Infinity Edge. He bought that stopwatch. Very smart from him because he knew the next fight was crucial. So he ulted probably 3 of them. I didn't see if it was the Gragas ult or just one of his tornadoes, but Vlad got his ult off. Everyone used their stopwatch there, which we will see if those start getting built into Zonia. Here's the replay here.
So keep an eye on Barbecue as we go through. He shoots out the engage from the Zac. Positioning up the side, goes right on in, catches up 2, just immediately deletes 1, sets up the Tristana to fall shortly afterwards. And then the rest is just really well played by Mpix here. Avoids that Yorick just long enough to get some help from Friendly Guy Live, who then avoids the Leona and the Zac just in time to get some help from Mpix. Utah watching each other's backs.
Incredible. The stopwatches were perfect. This stopwatch here, Barbecue stopwatch top into a flash, just able to stay alive for so long, buy a lot of time for Friendly Guy just to DPS, for Senna just to get those long-range hits off. And she was able to kite back that York towards the end of that fight, and that was extremely good for Utah. 4 huge shutdowns over on Senna, over on Yasuo.
But they all went where you want them to.
Yes. Did Raiden die this fight?
I don't believe so.
No,
I think everyone lived.
Really?
Everyone lived.
Wow, that's
It's pretty impressive.
really, really good.
Now you are looking at our faces because, well, there's been a pause.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
And we are back.
Welcome back to Summoner's Rift. It's a much closer contest, but WWU is still winning on most fronts. And now Friendly Guy could be in trouble, below half health. That's the puddle he used. And, well, jukes out that critical damage, and he's going to be okay.
Yes, he has learned not to pull inside that cage. He's learned to auto-attack it, get his phase rush as soon as he's able to drop that. So he is playing that a lot smarter. He has learned. He has learned what exactly to do. But as you can see, items for Tristana, she just got her Infinity Edge, along with that MF picking up her Infinity Edge. So big spikes for them, as Babajo has the components. He's almost there.
Getting close. Friendly Guy fighting under the turret here. Pomeray's not actually that interested in the dive.
He's just getting that poke up. I mean, Vlad will just sustain, but the annoying thing about the little minions from Yorick is he's able to proc those Grievous moves.
Oh, hello. Tibbo gets very ambitious, very stasis, and potentially very dead.
I don't know what he was doing. He was all alone in that jungle. He had MF and Leona just pushing mid, but he decided, hey, let's phase check into the entire Utah team. So very weird by him. Luckily, no objectives are up right now besides Baron, which it's too early. Utah can't 4v5 the Baron right now. So they're just going to use this to, just stall out the game even longer. So,
which certainly works for them. They have a lot of scaling power, and the later you go, the less WWU's lead matters.
Yes, and if you see Senna has been farming up, she has 3 items, which is really, really big on her. So she got that, what's the...
Rapid Fire Cannon?
Yes, Rapid Fire Cannon. Thank you very much. Ooh. The Rapid Fire Cannon, the Dusk Blade, and the fully stacked Muramana. She is going to hurt. She has healing for everyone, which is really big with her Q, and she's able to proc that Dusk Blade with the Q and the Muramana, and she has incredible range with that Muramana. So.
That's really going to be a good time for them. Expect teams to be fighting over Baron Vision for kind of here until, well, the Baron actually dies.
Exactly. So you're looking right here. Leona's just clearing out some vision. They missed a ward, but no big deal. They're just sitting on those pinks, clearing mid, and just rotating back and forth between Baron and the mid lane. It looks like
Utah's got quite a bit of vision, so they're feeling good.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious. How do you feel about the next Drake? Utah wants it so that WU can't have the soul.
Exactly.
But if they overcommit, Baron.
Yes, the thing is, they want that Cloud Drake. Like I said, Utah really wants that Cloud Drake on Vladimir. They want that death cap on Vladimir right before Dragon, because with that death cap, he should be able to melt the backline with the Gragas ult, with the Yasuo ult, with the Vlad ult. They should have no backline, but they're gonna have to use the Braum to peel the Zac engage, or the Gragas to E the Zac engage, and just have Senna just hidden too far.
Drake is up, Washington is here, and Utah not so much. Cookie Time has to go in. No, it's just gone! The Dragon's Soul goes to WU uncontested.
They didn't prioritize it. Maybe they thought, hey, we'll just fight Elder. They want that Elder maybe as soon as possible. 28 minutes in the game, and Elder's spawning in 6 minutes. That's a big objective. Elder this season is huge. Coolest animation. It's just,
for sure.
Oh my goodness. I love Elder. So maybe they thought, if they get this, Elder is next. We'll fight for that, but no contest. It looks like Barbecue got top tower for that Dragon, which is pretty good.
Ah, that's nice.
Just
Get a little
gold
something.
over. And if you look at the gold, now WW is only up about 2.4, 2.5.
That will grow if this Baron isn't contested. Utah should have an eye on it is going on, and then hopefully we'll get there soon.
It looks like they have no idea. They're just melting this.
Oh god, that one's just gone. That's just Baron for WWU. Not even close.
They were occupied with mid. I mean, they didn't think of two ADCs. They melt that Baron. So it caught them off guard, and now WW with Baron are going to be looking to clear waves back and then maybe push a lane.
Well, it's a good day to be in West Washington. They're enjoying this late game.
Yes, we'll see if Utah either picks a fight or just waits off Baron and then fights for Elder. If you Baron's you get it for 3 minutes, and Elder's going to spawn in 4. So they won't have Baron for that Elder, but we'll see if they can create enough pressure to push up and then peel back into that Elder. It looks like they were looking for that Vlad there, but he was able to get his back off. They sent down Leona. And the thing they have 2 Cloud Drakes, so they run around the map a lot faster than Utah does. But Vlad has gotten his death cap and the Infinity Edge onto Yasuo, and he's starting to build, looks like, a GA, maybe with that Chain Vest, and Senna's looking for that.
Friendly guy under pressure, low on hell. Pomeroy wants his stasis activated. Oh, tower shots coming out, but he gets out of the walls. Barbecue is here. Pomeroy should be able to get out. No, Barbecue forces the flash. And now, hold on. Tibbo, are you going to get caught out red buff again? No, team's here.
They got that flash out of that Yorick, which is really good if they want to collapse him later.
Inhib turret under pressure. Cookie Time has already used the Fisher, but Akbard, he is down into the ground, and Barbecue all over the back line.
Wow.
Just, woo! WW really spread out.
Yes,
and
that was really good. If you saw the
And now
Gragas,
Pomeroy takes the Nexus.
yes, this is going to be a pain. But as you saw, the Gragas ulted the Zac, I believe, and the Tristana. And Barbecue was able to position.
It's going to be a hard commit. Life or death. Friendly die is really low.
Oh,
But the
my
Senna ult from
goodness.
across the map. makes a difference, but can't save Friendly Guy. Saves the Nexus, though.
Yes, he does. He saves that inhib, which is going to be really good. We'll see. The minions are hitting it right now. Oh. It doesn't look like they're going to be getting that.
See, my sentence was right. Oh, wait.
They do. They get that bot inhib through the Yorick minions and the normal minions, which is inhib for inhib, which is not bad for WWE, but
especially when you lost the fight so handedly.
Yes, exactly.
And
but Utah does get a lot of Barons off of WWE, which they're going to be happy about that.
I mean, the Elder Drake fight looks better and better.
Oh my
whoa,
goodness.
whoa!
Gets a whole tower off of that push. Yorick, he might have died, but he did get a lot done.
Okay, I said the Nexus was in danger as a joke. It was a joke. That wasn't supposed to happen.
The Nexus tower falls, and it looks like Elder is spawning in a minute. WWU is just getting vision around that for now, getting their resets in, so they're going to be able to run to that as soon as they can. Yasuo's going to need to be careful here. They have that ward.
He has been spotted, but so has Thibaut, and he might be in trouble now. Gets off the leap.
All right, they just getting out of dodge. They see that Predator, and they know Yasuo can just ult off the Gragas, so they're getting out of there. And looks like Utah's going to start getting priority over that Elder, but
we see the pings top side. Friendly Guy is heading up there, but he can't save this turret.
No, this is unfortunately not much he can do here. They're going to be using that Elder to say, hey, come get this and we'll just have Yorick push top. So they might be looking to fight this Elder, make sure that Vlad can't TP in, because Vlad is such a team fighting menace. And if they get him against that Yorick...
Bertan gets the knock up. There's a bit of trouble for Akari here. He is knocked back. Yasuo gets in, but the MMF doing not enough. We do see a Donnie Echo does quite a bit of work. GA forces us out of barbecue. It's 4v3 right now. Restaurant does shut down the Yasuo. Evix gets the MMF. It's just the Zac and the Yorick now. Oh, not even the Yorick. That is the wipe. Utah, could they be going for Nexus here? Because
they might be able to end here. That was very well played by Utah.
They have the waves.
They do have the wave. As you saw that fight, Brighton, oh, here we go. Watch Brighton's E here on that Zac engage, or someone stops that Zac engage. Look, it gets stuffed by the Braum ult.
Yeah, really there was the Glacial Fissure there. Nexus turret down live. Let's get a view on that one. Nexus is exposed. Leona shows up, but Zac is here. They've fallen down. Nexus is falling. That one is the game. University of Utah, they run it back. They win the big team fight, and they win game 1.
They use that Elder, force the Yorick to TP in. Vlad has so much more team fighting potential in that thing. They got the item spikes. They got Yasuo with that GA and just wiped Washington.
Oh, that's such a tough spot for WWU. They had everything where they wanted, and it still slipped away.
Yes, and very smart of Utah to go for that end. They could have gone for that Elder, but they said, screw that Elder. We're going to go straight for that base and just end this game, which some teams wouldn't make that play, so that was very, very smart by them.
Minions were in the right spot. They have the damage, and they wrap it up.
Yes.
So, that being said, we're going to throw it to a quick break here as we get ready for game number 2, which I'm really excited to see. It should be a great one, so don't go anywhere. and welcome to Utah Esports exclusive interview with Coach Swish and OMG It's Cookie Time. This weekend, who are you playing? How have you prepared for that?
We are playing Western Washington University, I believe, and their top laner is like a challenger Rengar one trick. So I got to do the obvious ban Rengar move. After that, they kind of play some pretty standard stuff. They play Gragas in the jungle. They play Senna at support and AD carry. And then after that, their mid laner like specializes in Morgana. After that, he kind of just plays like assassins. So it's not like there's nothing too crazy besides the Rengar. The kind of the strange part about most high elo one tricks is what happens when you ban their one trick. It's always kind of the question, especially when it's something like Rengar. It's very unique, very special, very in top lane. It's kind of cheesy, honestly. So when you take it away, like what are they gonna do?
Is it going to be one of those their legs just fall out from under them, or was it all an elaborate ruse?
Yeah, I think he's gonna go for. He played Yorick and Ornn last week because like the other team banned Rengar. So I'm kind of torn. Like I don't really know what he's gonna do. Those kind of players can always just like pull something random out of their hat, and you got to deal with it. So. Like things that I've seen in the past are Talon, GP, people like that pull out really weird stuff. So I'm thinking the Ornn and the Yorick are probably like the big ones he's gonna do.
Oh yeah. So I guess when drafting for the bot lane in this coming match, what are some matchups that you're kind of hoping to go up against, or what are you kind of worried about having to face?
Why don't you go ahead?
What do they play again? we were gonna talk about
that's what we're doing next.
Yeah.
So their support. So there's both of their support players and their AD carry. Their most played this season is Senna. I'm pretty much of the opinion, and most people are of the opinion, that Senna AD carry is by far superior. So I think we'll see a lot of priority on Senna, and then what you play against Senna and what you pair with Senna is really important. So we're seeing a lot of Tom Kench out of pro teams to deal with the champions that kind of like counter the Holy Trinity. So the Holy Trinity of AD carries currently like doesn't have a lot of mobility. So Leona's like the best.
Right.
And then you see like Nautilus, and so their support plays after Senna, Morgana, Nautilus, Leona, Blitzcrank, Thresh. So Leona is kind of like the highest priority support. So I think the biggest thing is we're going to see a lot of really highly explosive bot lanes, and then bot lanes that attempt to neutralize that explosivity. So I think the big one we're seeing in LEC specifically is Zyra Khan is kind of back. That kind of counters these low mobility AD carries like Senna, MF, and Aphelios.
Assuming that we do not ban Senna, I think that like probably the hardest matchup would probably be something with Morgana that can counter like an all-in, but that kind of depends on like how you play the matchup. Because like in between Morgana shields, there's like a small window that you can actually fight and trade in, and that's when you just have to go like all in. Like this is it, the clock's ticking. So I think it honestly will depend mostly on like how it's played out for their champion pool. That said, I think we've been getting a lot better at our 2v2s, and we've been getting better synergy in our bot lane, and that with our jungle as well. So I think I'm not like too worried about their any bot lane matchups. I think we just have to play well.
I'm kind of curious about some of the roster decisions. I mean, last week you opened with 5 players who hadn't been in a regular season game before. I believe. Am I correct?
I have been in a regular season game before.
How many?
1.
Okay, all right. I missed one, folks. Sorry. So, 5 people who haven't been in many regular season games before. How'd you kind of like feel those lineouts worked out?
I think it works out pretty well. The big thing I'm trying to push with the players right now is like being really active in solo queue. I'm trying to reward players who are being active in solo queue. Steven has been like doing really well, especially in solo queue. This week we're I have a plan for like each side, which I'm not gonna delve too much into,
okay.
but
Protect the strats.
there are particular player combinations and player champions that I have mapped out that I think we can grab at advantageous positions in the draft based off of what we play. I think we get to choose the side, which is kind of fun for me. I think red side's really, really strong in this metagame, especially with like how strong of Lucian is as a flex. I have some things I'm gonna do this week, and so we're gonna stick with the combinations on different sides.
Welcome back, college esports fans. Game 2 time. We cut out a little quick. Could you give us a little recap of Game 1?
Just
What happened?
really back and forth. It was anyone's game, and just the FIDA Elder broke the game, and just Utah took it down mid and just won the game. Incredibly fun game to watch. I'm really excited for the next ones.
Sometimes there's a time and a place to run it down mid. Who would have thought?
Very exciting. We'll see the Rengar ban again. We'll be seeing Orin ban maybe Morgana ban. Similar bears, I'm thinking. They have to ban Baba Joe's Diana. That champ, really good in the meta right now, and as you can see, this is the last team fight.
Just kind of replaying that one through. Oh man, just so much happens there. A lot of it happened a bit north there. Barbecue has a fantastic fight. He isolates the MF. He chases out the Tristana. Damage up top side. And the big thing for me here is that Amphix survives Pomeroy's kind of attempt at a dive right there. If the Senna falls down, they can't get really much off the back of that. Oh, this isn't the one that ended. This was the one right before they get a Cloud Drake.
Oh, yes, yes. This was one of the good fights. This is where they got all the shutdowns so they can get that gold for next fight. And this is really where they were down, like, a lot of gold. It was not looking good, but they got all 4 shutdowns in this fight right here. Got the Drake and just...
It gave him a second life.
Yes, it was definitely a little light in the darkness there.
But it certainly kind of got darker from there because, I mean, WWU, they went on to get a Baron, the Dragon Soul after that, and Inhibitor is like, oh man, the bite back. But then this fight in mid was just pretty ill-fated. Akbar was in a pretty dangerous spot. Amphix takes him out, and just the run down from Friendly Guy Live and Bob Joe Barbecue was just magnificent.
Yes, the Gragas ult onto the MF so that Yasuo can ult and just wipe her was really, really well played by them. So that Gragas Yasuo combo, don't think they're going to be getting into this game.
Most certainly not, but Utah, they've got deep enough pools. I don't think they're super concerned.
Yes, there's still tons of picks we have not seen. So speaking of picks, let's get right into pick and ban.
Do take note, Rain has subbed in for Friendly Guy Live here. So a little bit of a change there. Yasuo has been banned.
As we expected. The Rengar, again, you have to ban it. He plays a lot of that. So we'll see what Rain brings to the table here. He also is a big Vlad player. He plays a lot of, he's Ornn. He really likes, we'll see what he brings in. As you can see, the Jace, Morgana, Jace banned from WW and Morgana from Utah. So
it's possible we see like the Yorick ban, but then Rain takes the Ornn for himself.
Yes,
and then...
we will see the Vlad. Like I said, Rain also plays Vlad. So they did not like that last game, as you saw.
Apparently not.
Too much team fighting. Friendly Guy was able to just ult the backline, and you know that enhances the damage for everyone else.
Set band out. The Diana has been picked up though. That is one of Restaurant's kind of signature picks.
This is what you were talking about last select, where Restaurant also plays Diana, so they don't only deny that from Baba Joe, they also get it for their mid laner. And the Akali and Olaf, both really strong champs, because Baba Joe's Akali, he's really good at that champ, so you'll see if he can perform like he did on that Yasuo last time. And Brighton's Olaf. Olaf has a really, really strong early game, so we'll see if he uses that to invade, get the early pressure, get the lanes snowballing early for Utah.
This is going to be kind of a slower comp for WWU, though. With the Jarvan, they want to get some tankiness up so they can survive their own cataclysms.
Yes, yes.
And
you just ult the Olaf is really... J4 is really good into Olaf because he doesn't have any gaps closed. As soon as he doesn't have flash, you can ult him. He's stuck in that Cataclysm. So
Urgot!
wow, and Urgot over for Pomeroy. So we will see if what they have against that. I mean, Urgot has not been in the meta for a long time.
It's been a hot minute
Mhm.
since the crab spider robot thing has been.
I do
super
love
predominant.
me some Urgot.
It's definitely a fun champion to watch, especially with that Fear Beyond Death. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
what a freaking name for an ability,
Oh
too.
my gosh! I mean, the name fits it so perfectly. Like, oh my goodness, it's such a you just launch it and then chain them in like and like crazy. So it
And,
looks
oh,
like they lagged in Champ Select.
So we're gonna have a little remake of the Pix Band so far, and we'll get back to you on that and what happens or whatever. Oh, Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, not the Urgot.
I was so excited!
I know. We talked so much about the ult. It looks like they might have lagged when they were hovering it and accidentally picked it. Maybe that was what happened. So they quickly maybe grab the Caitlyn is what my thought would be. But Caitlyn, pretty good. You know, it's no Senna, it's no MF. I'm surprised that they picked Caitlyn. I don't.
Yeah, Philios still exists. There's some really good ADCs that haven't been picked.
Exactly.
And they first pick it before Utah makes their ADC, so you can't even say counter pick.
Yes, it looks like they want to hide their support in top laner. So they were like, we'll just pick an ADC. So they picked Caitlyn.
Watch them actually pick Urgot.
Yeah, watch. It might be, but yeah, they want to save that counter pick for their top lane. They do not have counter picks, so we'll see what Utah does for counter pick. Are they going to counter pick top? Are they going to counter pick support? Doesn't seem like they're going to be counter picking AD. Likely to pick up the MF or maybe the Aphelios. We will see. But we are getting.
So you do expect that this Diana Akali is going to be the mid matchup, though?
Yes, I feel like Barbecue plays a lot of Diana. That's his champion. So he's going to be up against it. He knows that champ. He does play a lot of Akali, a lot of Jace. You know, he knows Diana. So I think he will be able to, outrange her, see what happens. But Diana at 6, she hits that 6, she does a lot of work. You just EQ in, or QE in, and then pop that ulti, and it's just absurd damage. So we will see. I don't know the interaction between Diana's Q and Akali Shroud.
And you call yourself a
I
manipulator.
know, I know. I'm not much of calling Diana, I'm sorry.
Okay.
but-
Hey, Aphelios!
Hey, that's what-
finally shows up. We expected to see a bit more from him, but he makes his appearance.
I love me some Aphelios. That champ is so cool to watch. His turrets, his 5 different weapons it's love me. And the Leona band comes out from Utah. As I was saying last time, such an annoying champ. So
For
obnoxious.
sure.
Did she build the
Gargoyles.
Sterak's Gauge? No. Gargoyles, you're correct.
Okay.
Sorry. Not Sterak's Gauge.
I don't know. I actually didn't look at the Leona's
Yeah,
build,
yeah.
so can't quite say. Rise band makes sense. Rain has played a lot of
yes,
that.
He is a killer Rise, so we
I wonder if
do
we'll
see
see
that.
Braum band here. It pairs so well with the Aphelios, and Cookie Time has played it a lot.
Yes, it's just Braum was also really good to MF and was a pretty good Leona counter piece. Whoever she E's, you jump in front of, throw that shield up. So maybe not the Braum coming through. I'd like to see the Nami with Aphelios. I'd like to see, I don't know, maybe I like Nautilus. He did get some nerfs on the Black Class patch, so we will see the
But
Ornn thing.
it's dredge line damage.
Yes,
because
it'll do stuff for you, you know.
yeah.
You can't solo the ADCs as much anymore, you know. But the Kiana band coming through, don't want to see. Oh, interesting. They think the Akali is top, so they are banning Barbecue's Kiana, which could be the case. Rain does play.
the Akali can flex as they want to. Seems a better safe than sorry moment, but that will
Oh,
be Braum picked
There's
up.
your Braum. You were
Hey.
right. But they do not have the Ornn to pick, which I think was a good ban. That champ is really, really good. You just do absurd amounts of damage with your passive, and just it's nuts. It's a lot of damage.
Just such a fantastic ult too.
Yes, you just go semi-even in lane. Doesn't matter in team fights. You just send that.
But how many times have you seen this? Like some high-pressure top laner just like punches an Ornn over and over, but then suddenly we hit level 6 and first blood goes to the Ornn.
Exactly, and then this top laner has like 0-2, and he's like, look at the damage charts. I did so much damage. It's like, you're against an Ornn. Of course. Like, you just hit him for days. But we do see the Kled coming through. For
Kled and Bard.
Oh.
Bard for Akbard.
I was expecting a Bard somewhere, but just because it's in his name, you know? And the Kled is really good into Akali because that bear trap on a rope can see Akali in the shroud. So you get your EQ off, make sure she's on that rope, and you can see her in the shroud and get your autos off. So we will see if that's the matchup.
But I think that kind of cements for Utah, like, okay, we're not putting the Akali up there.
Ooh, I do love me some Shen. I think Shen is really strong right now with his just tankiness and global pressure.
That has to be a Rain pick, right?
Of course, of course. There's nowhere else that could go. So we do see the Akali going mid, so that
I thought it was Braum mid.
Oh, man.
Where are my funnel strats at?
The Braum jungle, you know? That's quite the pick. But
man, Shen, it's been so long. Can you give us a little crash course here? What does he do for your team?
So Shen, incredible. It's just like Yorick, but like better. So
okay.
You don't win side lane, but you can match the Kled. You can just push that lane out, and your ult is huge. You essentially have 2 teleports. Teleports being a wonderful summary spell. It is really good for people who take it mid, like a lot of mid laners still take it because it's just so good in lane. If you get behind, you just back and TP.
Yep.
Or if you're pushing a side lane, you just TP in, like really, really good summon spells. So Shen has 2 of those. Like you get 2 fights in a row where you have TP. So really, really good champ. Really good champ. And the shield's really big. So we'll see that. It looks like Utah has a really strong 1-3-1 comp. They send Akali top. They send, Shen and Akali in side lanes, and they can just, push those lanes.
They just, waste their time in
Exactly.
mid.
Like, no one can match the Akali later. Shen is just too tanky. You're not going to kill that guy. So you have a pretty safe Aphelios with that Braum, so we'll see how they play this. But a really cool team comp. We'll see if they pull it off.
You seem definitely to be a fan of Utah. I do have a question here. I mean, Caitlyn Bard.
I was thinking about bringing that up. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I feel like Aphelios should win that lane. I think Caitlyn is not the best ADC, but I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong. So,
I mean, there's definitely kind of room for comfort to shine over meta value there if they just really have a really good Bard. Then what?
Bard, I think, is actually really annoying to deal with. He's got his ult. You can ult, put your trap underneath the stasis target, and you get the automatic snare off. It's just like a Morgana, but on a really long cooldown. So
it's just a long cooldown. That doesn't matter. Who cares about cooldowns?
Yep, so
ultimate ability, basic ability, they're the same thing.
Yes. So we'll see how that lane goes. I think Aphelios is really strong. I think Caitlyn can be really strong. She needs to get her items first, and we'll see how that lane pans out. But the Bard Q will not go off past Braum's shield. So we'll see if he gets any shields. So that's a little interaction there. So
gonna be a nice thing to keep an eye on. But I really think the story of this game too will have to be the mid lane. You have 2 highly competent assassin mid laners on highly aggressive assassin mid laners,
yes.
And it's just. All right, one of them's going to die,
and
then that person's going to die again, and then the game's going to get out of hand.
With the lead, it's going to be hard to come back for the other person. So we'll see. We'll see if Olaf can get in there early, get some early pressure going, help out the Akali. Once Akali gets her Gunblade, she should be in a little better place, but it's going to be quite the game. I'm excited. So we'll see where this one goes.
I mean, I hate it when I'm trying to do my ninja business, but I don't have my gunblade around.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be a ninja without a gunblade.
Exactly. But we'll hopefully no Cloud Drake. I don't know. I just don't like watching it. I think it's so boring. I think the Infernal Drake Soul, the Mountain Drake Soul is just, it's cooler to me.
Honestly,
we'll
like
see.
just like when the Infernal Drake just like takes over the rift and it's
Oh.
like burns away. I'm like,
So
I'm
cool.
a fan of that animation.
And the cloud landscape is not as useful as all the other ones. Like the zones to run fast, no one really notices that. Like it's not very effective. I think.
Honestly, Ocean's probably my favorite.
Yes, all the
just
bushes and stuff.
so much neat stuff, and then just for some reason, Kiana's just like, my game plan changes, folks.
Yeah, same with Rengar. You're just like, I have so many bushes to work with. So good thing they banned it out, right? Like, should be. I just don't want that Cloud Drake. It's so boring. I do not like Cloud. It's just you run faster in the jungle. Pff, lame.
I
Lame.
mean, you can like see some like more fun ganks rotation. I don't know. I'm trying to defend it, but I don't like it either.
Yeah, yeah. I like the Inferno. I like the burnt map, and it looks like we're into game. The second game, WWU versus Utah.
Utah is up 1 in the series, so if they win here again, they're gonna move up in the Swiss bracket. WWU, they have to win here just for a hope of Game 3.
Yes, it should be. They need to win this one, or else their chances of the series is gone. So we are seeing Olaf just throw some axes, see where people are.
You know, honestly, one of my favorite things about Swiss format is just like basically every round, both teams are undefeated, and that's about to change.
Yes, yes.
Which is just my favorite kind of match.
Yes, those are the hype matches. So we're seeing the same thing from Raiden. He's getting that ward down, recalling for that sweeper. And looks like normal starts from everyone. The Dorn's blades, and the Dorn's rings, and the Dorn's shields. And
They're really Doran it out here.
exactly. And as you can see, the TP onto Barbecue, which not as much combat power, but he, like I said, is looking for those side lanes, looking to win those side lanes, being able to TP into team fights and stuff. So we will see that pan out maybe later.
Yeah, just absolutely keep an eye on this lane. Level 1s, it's not going to be very much because it's level 1.
Yes,
but
I mean, level 1, Akali's pretty annoying. She just Qs, gets out of that little circle, Qs. It's pretty annoying. But Diana, she can just get her little Q off and, you know, just poking back and forth. Nothing, no real engages here.
NBD there. Top side, I expect quite a bit of nothing here. Shen can't quite kill the Kled because of the mountain business, and then Kled can't kill the Shen because
It's
Shen.
Shen.
Yeah.
Yep, so we're going to see if anything happens here. Kled's going to want to maybe look to go ahead and like be aggro on that lane because a Shen going even is perfect news for Utah. So as you can see, Olaf has a really unhealthy clear, but that increases in attack speed, so it helps his clear out the lower health he is. But we'll see if he is very low, but
that's exactly what he wants to be.
exactly where he wants to be. So as you can see, he didn't get a leash to start, which means he'll be lower health, which means better clear. It's kind of a weird champion, a weird champion.
Definitely a weird dynamic for sure. But hey, works out for him.
Yes, and Aphelios gets his first ability. Level 1, he doesn't have an ability to play
Yep.
with, so just auto attacks.
Yeah, it's just a win for Utah that he lives through level 1.
Yes.
Every time you pick Aphelios, you're like, wow, this is a really good champion. I sure hope I don't die at level 1.
Yep, if the enemy team just strikes 2, then you don't have an ability to play with. But the big thing about Aphelios is getting those gun combos. So knowing which ones combo together and making sure you don't run out of ammo and it switches to another one. So a big interaction I like to see with Aphelios is his sniper rifle one and his
The chakrams?
chakrams.
Yes, because then you get the sniper rifle turret.
Oh my gosh, funniest thing ever. I love that interaction. So we'll see
You
if
get it.
Infix gets to play around with that. But right now, he's just getting his lifesteal one.
Well, there is a bit of a throwing of hands here topside. And would you believe me if I told you not a ton happened because of it?
And Jarvan just looking around, making sure everything's okay. He's checking to see if those Krugs were up, which they were not, so he would not take those, and he just backed.
Ooh, Rattan could be looking for something. They do want this Diana. Axe does connect here. 5-point strike does as well. They hit everything, but everything was not enough.
Yes, she just playing far back. She might have seen him on that ward or just had a hunch. So she wasn't playing too far up, just making sure she doesn't die by that. She loses some health, which is a little problematic, but not that bad.
Just without any CC on hand.
A good trade by Utah.
Yeah, Pinhead's looking a little worse for wear after that exchange.
Yes, the sniper, you can just land that Q, get your secondary, and just stun him with that. Oh, misses there.
Oh, Thibaut could be looking for the flag, and nope.
They saw him. They said, I want out of this. But are they
He's
still?
sweeping for wards.
Uh-oh.
Is he looking for it?
Nah.
Okay, because I was saying, Mfix was a bit far up for the
Yes,
Jarvan to be right there.
But they didn't see him, so they're like, oh.
Okay, it all works out.
It looks
Well.
like not too much farm discrepancy between lanes. Brighton is up about 10, and top lane, not much of a difference in mid lane, about like 5 or so.
Thibaut is going to start up this Drake here. It has been pinged out. Utah is aware. Cookie Time has stepped up, and WW has stepped off. Macho almost gets that kill. This will be Drake started to be pulled by Utah here. Rattan has shown up 3v2, or maybe 4v2, as that Jarvan has to back on out. Bard's been rooted. Cookie Time blocks the Q. Utah win there, but I don't know what they win.
Yes, so a lot of back and forth there. They did get Bard's Flash. That was the only summoner spell, and they look like they're going to be starting this dragon. They know Jarvan had to recall, and they also know Bard has no Flash, so they're going to be looking for that dragon. Olaf really good at taking dragons early.
Oh, yeah.
And as you saw, Thibaut really likes to start that early dragon. So Utah took it out of that last game and said, hey, he's probably at that dragon. So Baba Joe had that priority, looked at that dragon, and made sure they couldn't get that early. Second game in a row, he likes that early dragon.
Yeah, apparently does. Even on picks that don't have much early priority.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes like early dragon soloing, I don't think J4.
Nope, he does not take that as fast as other people like that. Oh, looks like
Rattan could be looking for the gank down here. Doesn't have Predator boots just yet, but go magical journey through. That is a creative use of that alcove.
Alcoves are new this season, and they're pretty unimpactful. You're like, no big deal. But as soon as you pick the Bard, you realize, hey, these are not bad. But they know Bard doesn't have Flash, so they went for that play, but unfortunately nothing came of it.
I mean, I just kind of like forgot he could do that. I just thought, he went into the alcove.
No.
I think I went to the alcove. No,
That's-
oh, she's fine. Okay.
Exactly. Alcove doesn't do much for mini champs, but Bard is certainly one of them.
Mine was like, go home and play Bard. Now
Yeah,
that I know that.
yeah, just sit in the alcove all day. That's all you need.
And who cares about like gathering up your little spirit charms or whatever?
Sit in the alcove. That's all you need. That's when alcove first came out. People were like, perfect, the perfect place to sit and AFK at. You're like, oh, sweet. Thanks, Riot. But anyway, looks like the gold between lanes, only 200 up between mid lane, 100, so not much gold discrepancy here. Utah is up about 300 gold right now, no big deal. Looks like the early swap coming in. Utah loves the early swaps for that Herald coming up, which we'll see what happens if they match the early swap or what they do. It looks like they are. As you can see, Bard is up there and Caitlyn's making her way.
We are about 8 minutes as far as Garce is almost solo. That is the Kled used up right there, and Barbecue is A-okay.
That's one thing about the Kali and Kled. If you ult while she's in Shroud, it won't find her. They have no clue. So just getting that Kled ult down.
Cookie Time could be in trouble. He is surrounded by enemies, has the Unbreakable, actually has help now. Going forward, here comes Rain. Barbecue, it goes in for that, another initiation. Akbard, that journey feeling a bit bogus, because now Pomeroy trying to fight against the world, and the world is a pretty tough enemy to face. Restaurant has also been shut down. Pinhead Larry just getting walked down by Mfix here. That is Flash used up, and Rift Herald has been secured. Just, wow.
That's one thing I love about Shen, is if your support is just walking around and you just ult him. You know, he's so tanky with those armor and MR, and it totally just turns the fight there. Utah get, was that 4 for 0 there?
I think that might have been 4 for 0.
That was 4 for 0. That's very well played by Utah. get that TP in from Kled in the middle of all of them and just kill him. So that was...
I mean, how to break open a game 101.
Exactly.
Pick up 4 kills and grab a Rift Herald to open up the map after the fact.
Exactly. That's the early swap paying dues right there. They're able to push out top, and their WWU's bot lane was not able to respond as fast as Utah's was.
I'm not entirely sure. How did it even get so bad?
It's just the
did
Shen.
that
That's the
start?
power of the Shen. He gets there so much faster than the Kled. The Kled had to clear wave, then TP in. By then, 2 or 3 were already dead. So he was just, 1v5, just...
Yeah, well, Kled got that turret plate, so who's the real winner?
whoa. Yeah, you're right. That's about...
He's about to get 2 turret plates.
Yes, he does
Hold
have...
on, Moonlight Vigil, that root will connect. Written is here. We do see the Bear Trap on a rope connect, but the Glacial Fisher does quite a bit more there. Run down and destroyed. Those plates suddenly feel a little less worth it.
Yes, it does. But they are looking mid onto Babajo.
He's A-okay. Almost turns that one around. Might still do so. Rift Herald dropped bot. There's no one really here for WWU to defend. This turret should just be gone.
Yes, the Kled didn't use his flash. The Moonlight's Vigil goes a really far range, so he's able to use his root. Really smart using that on the Graviton, I believe that's what that's called. But very well played by Infex.
But now can Rain kind of hold this turret by himself in the 1v2 against Pinhead Larry, just poking at it as Caitlyn's do. And kind of give up a plate there, but ultimately NBD because his team took a turret on the other side.
He is more than happy giving a plate or 2 just for that bot lane tower. He knows his bot lane is getting fed with the kill, with the tower platings. He's like, no big deal. And it looks like Dragon is spawning right about now. They're going to be looking for a play.
Which is why they're aggressing on Restaurant right now.
Ooh, big
Breakable
Bartle.
comes out. That does slow down Utah quite a bit here. So Raton's going to have to back up. But Utah, they still have positioning around this Drake. Though that play doesn't go the way they wanted, but this is still workable.
Yes, they were able to get that Diana flash out and the bar to ult off. No ults burn. Actually, it looks like the Glacial Fisher.
I think that was actually from a previous
Oh,
game.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not up yet, though. So it's going to be up soon. They're maybe waiting for it. Uh-oh.
Get
Nothing
a little,
really happened mid.
but like a powder keg is piling up here. This
Yes.
one's going to explode pretty quick. Utah, they're heading over to the Drake pit. That is the Infernal being started up. Akbard is closest. His mid laner is there to help. The Vision is there. Jarvan goes on in, but Red Team will slay the Dragon. Stun does connect onto Tibbo. Utah, will they chase?
Ooh,
Moonlight Vigil,
my
max
goodness!
range! Does connect, does get the kill here, but BBQ goes a little too ham.
Yes, that was a incredible Moonlight Vigil there. He just, from downtown, just hit the Jarvan with that. And if you saw, Braun got that Dragon, so not even a smite going through.
Yeah, the smite fight got a little weird. Both junglers had it,
Yep.
and it just...
As you can see
Okay,
here.
just
look at
watch that again.
Oh.
Whoa! Ah, man. Barbecue, look, he took the magical journey to chase, but
Oh,
with the
wow.
appearance of the Diana is what made that be a 0 for 1 instead of a double kill.
Maybe
for him.
wasn't looking for that, thinking about that Diana there.
He just saw 2 people who were like, oh, one ability, one 5-point strike, I get them both.
Nope, there was an unanticipated guess there. So,
Unfortunate, really.
as you can see, Aphelios has his Essence Reaver completed, and Akali is looking for that Gunblade. She's almost got it completed, and after that, I think they're going to be looking to a fight. No real objectives coming up for about a minute and a half here. So, we got some downtime here, maybe. Maybe a fight will break out, we'll see, but...
Yeah, Utah would have to try really, really hard
Yes,
to
and-
just find any plays right now.
Utah is up about a couple thousand gold here. Nothing big, but still a substantial margin.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I mean, a lot of that's manifesting in the mid lane. 20 CS or so up is Bajo Barbecue, so
yes.
they are eating well tonight.
Yes, they are. They are. And, nothing really, like, the bot lane also. If you look, he is 3-0. That is a strong Aphelios. And as you
Raton
can
wants this, but the Kled's nearby. It's get a little dicey in the jungle. But for now, Restaurant trying to slice and dicey on Rain. And the Shen's just not having it.
doesn't take damage, that guy, and he just does, I believe, % damage with his Q, and it's just like, does a lot more damage than you expect. They're going to be looking to take this blue buff away from Restaurant, or at least WW. So that's a good steal from them. And if you can see, they look like they're getting into their 1-3-1 formation. And so no one really matches the Akali right now. And Shen, you know, Shen doesn't die. So
Just welcome to split push o'clock.
Yes.
We'll see you at the inhibs.
exactly. They're just going to win those lanes, and if they hard engage mid, they're just going to send their TPs out. They're going to send their Shen ult, maybe get Akali to TP in the back line. She does have that TP. He does have that ult. Everyone's cooldowns from both sides except for Bard. Oh, actually Diana too. So everyone from Utah's cooldowns. They do have flashless Bard and Diana.
Hold on, we saw Glacier Fisher used here. Utah, they've started up the Rift Herald. They thought they could take a fight there, but the Glacier Fisher doesn't do as much as they hoped. And so, well, they get the Rift Herald, so
Yes.
a win to win.
They just wanted to get them away
They
from the
wanted
Rift
more.
Herald. And where they're going to be using that Rift Herald, we'll find that out. It looks like maybe mid. They're all clumped mid, and there is a tower there. Are they going to use the Rift Herald? Yes, they are. So it's right as on take. They're going to take that mid
So now
tower.
WW has a choice to take. What turret are we going to lose? Apparently the one in mid.
Yes, it looks like 2 in mid maybe. But they are sending their Diana, or it looks like they have Jarvan bot. They're maybe looking towards that Shen. So interesting interaction there. Bard ults tower, the Herald will not do damage to it. So it looks like that's what happened there.
They were able to block that charge. That's actually really nice little Bard tech right there. Other stuff. So Utah, they get the turret, but honestly, that could have been a lot worse for WW.
Yes, it could have been 2 towers, if not more. You know, they.
Or at least they could have started on the inner turret there.
Yes,
so-
yes, a big charge. It looks like it's a pretty healthy now, so no big deal. And the next big fight might be over this dragon, which is spawning in about 30 seconds. They're going to get their recalls in and maybe look to fight this dragon. It does get Utah 1 away from that soul, so we will see what happens.
I mean, the second they get that soul, Rain goes from practically unkillable to
Literally unkillable. It's that Ocean Soul feels like the strongest soul yet.
It's
Like,
so oppressive.
It's very, very good, especially on tanks. Like, you're healing for absurd amounts. It's like a Mundo ult for free. It's crazy. So they're gonna save the TPs, and they're gonna send their Akali bot right next to Dragon in their Shen top. So he doesn't have to TP. He can just ult in. They know no one's matching the Shen, so they want to be careful here. They know Kled. Well, now they definitely know Kled is down here, so they're gonna maybe look for a fight with Shen, or just say, "Okay, Shen, you keep
Wow,
getting this
they
down."
are starting this up real quick. They're trying to burn it quickly. Utah is here, though. Are they interested in this fight? They certainly are. 3 times looking for the opening. Unstoppable is stopped by the Cataclysm here. J4 distracting the fight. Drake's getting low. Blue team will secure it. Raton gets a kill. Looking for one more. Double kill for the Akali. Now the Bard going on a journey, but his enemies are following.
Wow.
Akbard has been slowed, but the beautiful stasis there and the stun after the fact. Akbard, that was a beautiful display of Bard mechanics. Unfortunately, your team has died.
Very well played by the Bard at the tail end, but they did get the Dragon, but at what cost? They lost 4 members and just got wiped. They,
Honestly, there might not be much of a cost. There's not a Baron. The best Utah can do is start on some turrets.
yes, but they did grant them a lot of gold. They're up about 6K right now. Gets them a tower in the mid lane, which really opens up the map. As you can see, this was the fast team start.
So kind of keep an eye on the top side. That's where Barbecue's going to come in. We do see they wanted to initiate with that ult from the Olaf. Caught in the Cataclysm. That's probably like solely responsible for Blue Team still getting the Drake here. But then just a bit too much DPS on the Dragon means not enough in the fight.
Yes, they used a a lot of their focus on the dragon. They lost a little bit of health there, but the big thing was Akali ulting straight into the dragon pit. Caitlyn had nowhere to go. She couldn't go left. She couldn't go right. She just got melted. So very well played from Utah. Big lead for them. And let's see what happens next. Looks like Kled in the bot lane. Kled does have TP. Shen no ulti. The next objective.
It's going to be Baron here in about 40 seconds.
Yes.
So
That's the next one spawning. I don't think either team. Well, Utah might use it as bait. Get the WWU's lineup to just run in and hopefully get some picks. Then they could finish it.
yeah, just see how much attention WW is actually paying here. Start the objective. If they don't show up, hey,
We
it's
get it.
ours. Yeah.
That's exactly what WWU did last game. They started the objective, and Utah did not respond, so they just got it. Unfortunately, did not pan out in their favor in the long run, but that's exactly what you want to do with that
At
Baron.
the time, it was a really good play.
Yes, very well played by them.
He's down. You looking to fight Restaurant here. Makes him take quite a bit of pain, even under the turret. You were saying, this Akali can't seem to be matched.
Yes,
and-
exactly. He burns the Diana ult. He gets the ult off, but Akali just ease backwards. The ult does no damage, and he just can freely hit that tower. But J4 is up there. We'll see if J4 can do anything to that Akali. Still has ult. Does not have
Oh, but he's just ran into some trouble. Cookie Time and Mfix are here. The route is good. But once again, the Sanctuary from the Bard is doing a lot of work. Akbard is knocked up, but not a big deal. Headshot blocked out by Cookie Time. Having a good fight, this Braum.
Yes, he...
Ooh, Barbecue, they're going on in. They want this Diana. They're looking for it. They get it. Magical Journey. I don't think Bard wanted to use that. Cataclysm slows down Utah, but it won't kill any of them. Tebow falls for it. Cookie Time eats quite a bit of damage.
That shield keep him alive.
You know, that's the Braum manifesto. He is A-OK.
Yes, very well played from Utah. They said, hey, we just wasted Diana ult top. Let's look towards that lane. They find a J4 in the jungle, and they fight that J4. And it looks like they are going to be starting up Baron here. They know 2 are dead, and they said this should be first.
Yeah, WW just isn't close enough right now. Barbecue's kind of like zoning them away. Like, try me. Come on, Bard, solo the Akali. You can do it.
He doesn't have ulti, but he still deals a lot of damage. So they secure that Baron, and they're going to take the reset. So this was the last fight.
So we see Cookie Time just with that nice little block. Oh, this actually cut away. Did we miss something? Is that why we're seeing this? The soul comes through. Okay, this is Barbecue's kind of re-initiation.
Yes,
the
yes.
Moonlight Vigil got coming through. The Cookie Time's chased down. The Cataclysm just couldn't save Tebow's life, which is really kind of the go sign for the Baron once the smite's off the table.
As you saw, there was about 2 sides of that fight. There was the Shen and the Olaf against that cluster down there, but it's Utah's front line is a lot stronger than WWE's right now. So they were able to split that fight, win one side of it, and just take the Baron afterwards.
No, speaking something around, another Drake is in the cards.
This is not that big of a Drake, just getting you one closer to that soul, which we were talking about earlier. Really, really good for either team, which it looks like Utah is closer to. But
yeah, they actually kind of back out there. That will stop 2 here. Pinhead tries to set up. Suns are big, but the Hell Shields are actually doing a lot of work for Utah right now. Really just damaging through with this. Barbecue is here. He's on the back line. He's found Larry here. Rain has slain his direct lane opposition. There's the shutdown onto Mfix. Double kill for the Diana, but too little, too late. 4 for 2. 5 if you count the Drake for Utah.
very well played. That was, it looked like a bad fight. The Kled was able to jump onto Aphelios because of that Bartle.
Okay, that was some aggressive positioning from this Bard. Rain's going to chase that one down. Well, he's certainly going to try. But really, all he has to do is chase it away. That's the win right there to get the Drake.
Yes, yes. This Shen ult is doing wonders for Utah. It has saved so many people, and it's just really paying off for them. And that stopwatch buy from Aphelios, very crucial that fight. Very, very
for
crucial
sure.
that fight.
Well, first he gets hit by the bad stasis. He's like, okay, time for good stasis.
Yes, exactly.
And
When I get to choose the stasis, I am down. But very well played by him. It looks like nothing really coming up for a little bit. Dragons in, looks like 4 minutes. Barons in 3. We'll see what happens. The Baron from Utah is going to expire in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
30 seconds. My bad, my bad. That would be a long Baron.
Man, what do I have to do to get 30-minute Baron buffs?
Something crazy, But 30 seconds on Baron. Doesn't look like they're doing much with it. They've already got so much with it. So they're saying, we'll just wait it out. Wait for another fight.
Honestly, I don't think West Washington is too upset with how that one went. I mean, that was Utah's Baron play, and they get great.
Yeah, they killed 2 for 4. So, I mean, obviously not the best, but, you know, could be worse.
They did not win, but I think they dramatically reduced Utah's potential to get to a lead.
Yes. So
This was not the worst possible timeline.
they're just clearing out vision right here. The items, Baba Joe's got his Liandries, he's got his Gunblade. He is sitting really well. The Olaf build, very aggressive here. He didn't go Cinderhulk, he just went Black Cleaver.
well, Barbecue
fight onto the bot
looking
lane.
for another one. Restaurant just demolished.
Like I was saying, he is strong right now. They can use this pick right here to just push on the mid, see how many people can match. So it looks like J4 is bot.
Inhib is very vulnerable here. I mean, that's a team fight ultimate that has been redirected over to a split push. That is a hard place to be for WWU. Here comes the Cledel. What can it get? Cookie Time zones it away. Beautiful Glacier Fisher splits the fight in half here. The Diana gets to the back line. No, that's the Jarvan, actually. They're fighting in the cage, but Cookie Time's the one with the RKO. Inhib in danger. This could very well be the Nexus falling right now. Utah surging forward. Akapart seems to keep surviving these fights,
Yes,
but right now, that's not going to save him in this game.
Quite the nuisance, but not the win.
Restaurant trying to be a distraction here, but they're taunted. They're down. Bobjo BBQ with the godlike. Akbar can't survive this time. And now the Nexus falls, and we have been spontaneously joined here at the couch by Friendly Guy Live. How you feeling?
Kind of got a game plan going and started to figure stuff out and get some good fights for us. We were able to finally start getting our composition moving forward. So, yeah.
Quite the comp, and you guys definitely played to your strengths there. You know,
Right, yeah.
a little behind early, but you definitely got in those fights, got those ults off. Very well played. Very well played.
All right, thanks.
Fun stuff. Do you have any like particular thoughts, secrets to your success?
Not particularly.
Just get
I
good?
Just patience, farm. You know, playing Vladimir, just kind of knowing you don't do too much in the early game, and play for the late. So, yeah, I don't know. Just kind of as a top lane, you kind of need to look just to like you want to pull the reins back on some of the plays that you might be looking for. Because I'm just sitting there farming, which gives me a lot of opportunity to kind of just like watch my team and kind of like pull back the reins if I need to, make certain calls and stuff like that. But we all try our best, so, yeah.
Pull back the reins, I get it. But you were against the challenger guy. How did he feel not on Rengar? Was he
Right.
still, or what?
I was just talking about Rain, and he's a really good player, of course, like a lot of different things going into what makes him a good player. But specifically his micro on those champions are probably a struggle to him since he is a one-trick. That is the thing that you do sacrifice. And his micro is clear in his ability to play both Kled and York. That, Rengar is definitely his best pick, but, that's also his weak spot, so.
Yeah. Just kind of the game you play sometimes.
Right.
But that's a win for Utah, which is
So yeah,
very
you're
good.
getting ready to go
2-0,
to
2-0.
round 3
Yes.
of the Swiss. This is where it starts to get a little dicey. How are you feeling about it?
I feel like we've worked really hard over the last few weeks. We kind of hit a rough spot after winter break, after we weren't playing a lot and out of practice and stuff like that. But recently, I feel like a lot of us have been putting in a lot of hard work and really improving. And I think we're on the right track to potentially putting on a really good competition in our future rounds. So I'm confident in both myself and our team to at least put something on the table and look our best. So
Absolutely fantastic. The hard work is certainly showing for you guys right now. That being said, that is all the games we have here. So do either of you have any closing thoughts before we sign it off?
I should be good. I mean, do you have any?
I'm all good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at Utah Esports coverage of the Collegiate League of Legends tournament. I have been Archie Sleek Smith, and you can follow me on Twitter at Sleek Esports. And if you want to stay up to speed with all of the Collegiate League of Legends stuff, and honestly just all the Utah Esports news, you can follow the program on Twitter at Utah_esports. That's going to be it. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.
So just getting that Kled ult down.
Cookie Time could be in trouble. He is surrounded by enemies, has the Unbreakable, actually has help now. Going forward, here comes Rain. Barbecue, it goes in for that, another initiation. Akbard, that journey feeling a bit bogus, because now Pomeroy trying to fight against the world, and the world is a pretty tough enemy to face. Restaurant has also been shut down. Pinhead Larry just getting walked down by Emphix here.
Okay, Shen.
Oh, wow. They are starting this up real quick. They're trying to burn it quickly. Utah is here, though. Are they interested in this fight? They certainly are. 3 times looking for the opening. Unstoppable is stopped by the Cataclysm here. J4 is distracting the fight. Drake's getting low. Blue team will secure it. Ratan gets a kill. Looking for one more. Double kill for the Akali. Now the Bard going on a journey, but his enemies are following.
Wow.
Akbard has been slowed, but the beautiful stasis there and the stun after the...
Is closer to, but
Yeah, they actually kind of back out there. That will stop 2 here. Pinhead tries to set up. Suns are big, but the Health Shields are actually doing a lot of work for Utah right now. Really just damaging through with his Barbecue is here. He's on the back line. He's found Larry here. Rain has slain his direct lane opposition. There's the shutdown onto Emphix. Double kill for the Diana, but too little, too late. 4 for 2. 5 if you count the Drake for Utah.